Hi everyone, it's me Darlene. I am back with another mystery quilt block. If you have been following along, you know that the first 25 mystery blocks I made ended up going into a quilt top. That auction ended and the highest bid was $75. She paid right away. Everything was smooth. I shipped it out today. I was very happy. Thank you to my mystery bidder. Of course, I know who the bidder is because I had to send the package to her, but I think it's cute to call her the mystery bidder, mystery winner. Anyway, I started the series over, and I'm still going in the numbers that I was going with. So we did block number 26, and I have to show it to you again because I just love it so much, and it has inspired me to have the next bunch of blocks that I make be, like I said, disappearing. This was a 4-patch, and we did some cuts, and it disappeared, and it turned into this beautiful little crumb block. And that's the other thing I want to do. I want to try to make the blocks look crummy. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to accomplish with this because it's hard to show you what to do if I'm actually just making crumb blocks, but we're going to give it a shot. Okay, and this is January 29, 2026. And I have a bunch of auctions coming out tonight, so after you watch this video, starts at 6 p.m. Central Time. So I don't know when this video is going up, but I will have auctions tonight, and you need to go check them out because you might get some ideas on how to use some of the scraps that I have on my auctions. Okay, so now we're going to do this. I don't have a plan. I mean, I have a little bit of a plan, but I let the size of my scraps determine what I'm about to do. Let me see. I need this down. I wasn't fussy. I have 4 scraps that are 5.5 this way. I don't think they need to be that tall, but that's what I'm going with. Okay, so these 4 are 2 inches wide by 5.5 tall. Okay, so you need 4, and I chose all different colors. I think that might be the best. And then we have these 2 that are 1.5. Let me look. Yes, 1.5 inches wide by 5.5 tall. What is wrong with everything? I'm going to sew 3 of them together. And since there's narrower ones, I'm going to stick that in the middle. Now these 2 are both modeled prints. So I'm going to put one here with this guy. And then, do I want purple or blue there? I think I like that. Okay? And then this will be like this. I'm going to sew these 3 together. It's just a 2 inch, 1.5 inch, 2 inch, all 5.5 tall. Same here, 2 inch, 1.5 inch, 2 inch, all 5.5 tall. Going to sew these 3 together and these 3 together, off camera. This is what we have. You could have actually cut these strips 5 inches because I was being generous because, you know, I like to sew and then trim. I knew we would be trimming these, and I didn't want to do, you know, have to be forced to do perfect edges. Like, see, that's not perfect. See how the red is down a little bit? That's okay because we're going to trim. Sew first, trim after. So what you want to do is you want to measure yours. Mine is, I'm going to just say 4.5. And so I'm going to, 4.5. So I'm going to trim these to 4.5 this way. So we'll have 2 4.5 inch squares. If yours came out a little smaller or a little bigger in the width, maybe you did a generous seam allowance or maybe a scant seam allowance, whatever it is, measure this way, and that's what you're going to cut this way. So you have a square. Look at these lovely little crumb strips I just created. Now we're going to do this trick, and we might be doing it often. I'm going to put these together. Let me see. I want to figure out which way. I actually don't want to figure out which way. I'm just going to do what I think would work best. One of these is going to be the center. One of these is going to be cut and opened up. You know how we do that? We do that trick. I think I like this one in the center, so I'm leaving that one as is. I want to put this one, okay, see? Vertical, horizontal. I'm going to want it this way. So the bottom one is going vertical and this one's going horizontal. But I want to put a little slice in there. Do you remember? Remember how we do that? I'm going to the cutting mat and I'm going to put this on the diagonal. I'm going to try to show you. On the diagonal like this, right? And then I'm going to just make a little cut there. And that's going to give us a place to stick the scissors. It can be this way or it can be this way. Doesn't matter. You're just going to go in the center, point to point with your ruler and cut about 1 inch right in that part. Let me go do that. Actually, I did it in both directions. See how I have a little X now? That's just going to make things a whole lot easier. Okay, so this is this way, this is that way. I'm putting this on top of this, and I am just going to sew around the entire square. So this is what I have. I sewed all the way around. Look, a flipped seam. You think I care? Do I care? I care a little tiny bit, but I don't really care. Now I have this lovely little X in the center, and I'm going to cut up to this point. Don't cut into your thread. And this way, see how nice and easy it makes it because we made that little X in the center. Like that. And like this. This is fun because I have no clue. I have no clue. Like I said, we're probably going to be doing this often. I'm going to open up these flaps and press open, and we'll all be surprised. And I love it. I'm going to go trim the little dog ears off. I love it because it looks scrappy. We made one of the blocks disappear, and it looks crummy, especially when you have a print like this. That in itself looks like little mini crumb blocks. Oh my goodness. Let me go trim the dog ears off. I really love this. And this was so easy. It really was. I trimmed mine to 5.5. And I trimmed right up right up to those little points. Cut the points off a little bit. And that's okay. That's okay. We're good. We're good. Huh? You know, we can do the same with this. And I thought about doing that. Just putting a square. It could just be a plain square. And then we would open it. And it would give, like this kind of border around the square. It makes the square bigger. You can keep doing this over and over and over again until you have a huge, gigantic square. Some people have done it. I don't have any interest in making it grow to that extent because I like to start something different. Look at how cute this guy is up there. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Okay, block number 26, block number 27. I think we've got this. And I thought of putting them on eBay one at a time in my auctions, but I really think I'm going to hang on to them. Doesn't have to be a whole quilt top, maybe a tote bag, something. I don't know. I'm just going to hang on to them for a while. I think they really would, though, make a really nice quilt top. Make it bigger in different ways. Oh, my goodness. It would look so scrappy. All right, I've got to stop now. Thank you so much for watching. Please go check out the auctions. I'll be back with more soon. Bye, and thank you again to the person who won my other quilt top.